The following game has no ESRB rating, nor is there any sort of restrictive content warning or any sort of warning as to what may be in the game. From what I have played so far, it doesn't seem to have anything worrisome in terms of age-restrictive content. So if I were to guess, if it were to have an ESRB rating, I would say most likely it would be rated E for everyone. So following that guess, and having never completed the game, I can't say exactly the whole of it just from my experience, but I would say that anyone under the age of 6 should not be watching this video. You have been warned. Greetings and salutations. I am Outlier, and I bid you welcome to this channel. Joining me today is, of course, my usual co-hosts, Snowball and Wolf. And today we are returning back to Autonauts. Still not the one with the submarine. Yes, I'm fairly certain. We may not have unlocked it in the tech tree, but I don't recall seeing plans in the Autonautopedia, at least I think that's what it's called, for any submarine parts or even boat parts, I think. I know there is a fishing pier, but I think that's about as water-based as we get. So the premise of Autonauts is that you are the founder slash manager of a colony of your people on an alien world. At least I believe they claim it's alien, but either way, you basically land on a patch of ground with nothing, and then you have to chop down every tree and just start building, the infrastructure to support multiple people that just simply sit around and eat stuff. You could say that. Now, as I said in pretty much every episode that I've been doing this, at least I'm fairly certain I have, you can do everything yourself. You can chop down every tree, you can process every little bit of wood, you can grow every berry and mushroom and pumpkin, or plumpkin as I like calling them. Not certain why, but that's not the point. You can do all of this. You just don't have to. You can, in fact, foist pretty much the sole entirety of the infrastructure management onto an entire army of programmable robots, which you actually build, or you can even eventually have the robots build more robots. Yes, that's why I do have a few manual controls still left in place, which I'm still not entirely convinced is not programmed into this game. But that's a moot point. And once that happens, fun ensues as you expand various industries requiring you to make better and more numerous robots. So with that, this game is of course made by
Thank you again. And that being said, let us begin.
Okay, so here we are. We plenty to take in, most of which is the plumpkin pickers, which is the name for the people who grow and, well, the robots who grow and maintain the plumpkins. It's currently completely out of power, as is a couple of people running the apple orchard, some of the wood lumberjacks, a whole bunch of the berry pickers. I think at least one guy who still has power of maintaining the actual colonists. Power seems to be the main thing that I seem to be running low on. I even got like a massive pile of straw and just seeds just sitting literally at this one spot because I just can't keep everything. Alright, so first thing we gotta do is find the guys recharging the guys and recharge them. So the plumpkin pickers are pretty much the guys completely out of power. So where is number 59? Recharge you. Once that's done, he should recharge everybody else. Right, not the right robot. Right robot. Okay, good. And as for the fruit flyers, why is 47 holding a plug? Right, have him drop that. Still, once again, did not recharge the right robot. Alright, stop. Drop everything you're holding. And then play. Alright, weird. Anyway. It doesn't look like he's actually holding anything. Rewind you. But yeah, I mean, I'm completely maxed out on pretty much every type of tool. Maxed out on various parts. Yeah, I should actually get around to equipping everybody with better batteries. There's Mark 30. There's Mark 30. Running low on berries, although I have a maximum supply of mushrooms. Okay. Alright, so now that pretty much I think everybody, or at least most of them, have been recharged, point where things can just simply keep progressing. What's this? That is a nice look for the grain. They're all being wavy like that. I kinda would like to see an entire field just filled with grain, but that's probably not gonna happen because they're constantly just scything it all back down. But moot point. So, the, three plans we have are farming arable, which just simply requires 13 more crops to grow, which I guess they're working on. Also cooking, which requires the cooking pot to be built, which we just don't have access to. And the science one, where we need to complete 5 more research projects, of which we are currently halfway through getting the colonists' wub. So, there's that. I mean, I guess I could technically expand the amount of wub that I'm getting by, well, A, having more colonists, and B, giving them better things to eat. For instance, we look at the crude mixing bowl. The options are a watery port, which requires cereal seeds, fresh water in a clay pot. Herb mushrooms, which requires loose mushrooms and loose weeds. Shiso sashimi, which requires sashimi and loose weeds. Herby pumpkin, which requires both raw pumpkin and loose weeds. A berry, spice berries, which require both berries and loose weeds. Spiced apples, which requires both apples and loose weeds. And carrot salad, which requires carrots, which we technically don't have access to, and loose weeds. We also don't have access to clay pots as well. So basically, we can't really make anything out of using the crude mixing pot on account of I need to figure out where weeds come from. I mean, I don't think they come from just generic grass. Oh look, this is all sparkly. Why is this all sparkly? Who knows? We'll say that's the edge of the map, but to be honest, it's not. The map goes all the way down here. Rewind you. Alright, and we just now completed the official planning for farming arable by having enough crops grow. Alright, so we get the new certificate of awesomeness, and we also get farming related clothing as well as a watering can. And a scarecrow. We also get a new slab added to the totem pole. Alright, so that's not out of the way. So now I guess I just simply watch them all do their thing. In the meantime, look at all the various plans that we can do. You all pretty much require level 2 research, although colonization level 2 requires that I get 10 colonists housed. So we can pin that one. Yeah, so all the rest require extra research tiers, which I just don't have access to just yet. Or I'm currently working on. So like I've just completed farming arable, we still have kitchen, and well, just science and housing left. Everything else is, well, done. As for the science, I'm assuming we need to complete research level 2. I need X number of researchers complete, and I have fire, and I'm currently working on carrot and coconut. Okay. So then, I need 10 colonists, housing for 10 colonists, because apparently the amount of food that they consume isn't enough. So. Yeah, let's rewind to you. You know what? Rather than just working right now on getting more colonists, let's actually try to find where weeds grow. So, looks like we're going to have to go walking around, and I find a hard rock mass. Pull some grass, more trees. Pond. What's this then? Oh, a little bird. Interesting. More grass. Found a clay deposit, although I guess I technically knew that was there. I mean, there's also a clay deposit right here, so don't really need clay at this point in time. Haven't discovered how to make clay pots yet. More grass and a cow. Interesting. Part of me wonders if weeds come from the grass itself. We head back to our colony. Break out the scythe. Start chopping the grass down, see what happens. Okay. So I get cut grass, more cut grass, and the grass just keeps growing. So that's not how we get weeds. Can I build a crude bucket? I can also get a watering can as well. Need fixing pegs for them. That was a good workbench. Same with the bucket. Probably why I haven't found them, haven't realized I could build them yet. But I can get a basic fishing stick, a crude torch, crude hand net. Huh. Alright, so there is actually a thing called weeds that I would need a spade to harvest. And weeds just get placed on the dirt. Apparently if I use shears on a standard bush, it becomes a hedge. Interesting, interesting. Okay, so... guess I keep looking for weeds. More hard rock masses. Oh, there's just like random logs just sitting everywhere. What is that? And can I actually get to it? The answer to that is no, at least not yet. Well, can I build bridges? Storages, crude huts. I can't actually build the good workbench. Can't remember when I picked that up, but apparently I can build it, so I should be able to actually access things like buckets and whatnot. Although I can't imagine Smith & Sons have enough spare room for Smith & Sons right now. It's a large pile of grass. This block was smaller than this block. Alright, still no weeds, but plenty of grass. Okay, let's rewind to you. It only recharges at the work areas and not in the spaces between spaces. I guess the obvious first thing that I should do is probably expand Smith & Sons, because now that I have access to the good workbench, which is actually quite larger, I'm going to need to replace all the old workbenches with new workbenches, and, you know, I guess I don't need to replace the workbenches. I could still use the old ones. It's just to make things that can't be used in the basic workbench, I need a better workbench for. So let's actually put one down right here, and build one for our own personal use. Let's actually pull from this stockpile. Because I don't even know if all the crew stuff that we can build at the basic workbench can actually be built at the good workbench. I would certainly like to think so and hope so, but you can never tell with these things. I'm going to need 4 planks. Four poles. And then 2 stones. I'm going to need that for each and every one of these. Okay, so we now have a good workbench. And, well, first of all, we can't actually build any of the old equipment at the new workbench. So, build crude data storage, crude shears, crude buckets, signs, directional signs, crude torches, scarecrows, and watering cans. Although I need fixing pegs for watering cans. I just don't have the ability to make fixing pegs yet. Alright, so let's make a bucket. Those guys making planks definitely need more to do. Alright, and we have a bucket. We take that bucket. Press the wrong button. Alright, so this is seawater. You can fill it with seawater. How do I empty it? This actually can't empty it. Alright, so we'll just put the bucket full of seawater back down here until we figure out what I'm at, until I can figure out exactly how to empty it. Wow. I mean, there's fresh water right here. Go dump seawater into it and mess up with the ecology. Or not. Okay. Alright, time for a new bucket. So this time we'll just grab some, maybe not swamp water, but certainly fresh water. Alright, so now we have fresh water. Go to the crude mixing pot. Since pretty much everything else requires weeds, which I haven't quite figured out how to get. Although the one forgot what I was trying to say. The one recipe that doesn't require weeds requires a clay pot, which I just can't make. So I can fill it with fresh water still. Cancel that. Put the bucket back here. Rewind you. I dumped the seawater into it. Did not think so. Okay. Alright, so I guess literally all that's left is housing. And if I look at the caretakers, their area of influence is right here. So what I should probably do is move the mixing bowl out. That way I have space. Alright, and it's it ends just above this flower. 2 above the output for the mixing bowl now, and just shy of the research facility. So if I look at where's housing? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Move this one up one. This one can get moved to here. This one can get moved to here. And this one stays put because there's a large pile of wub just in the way. So I should probably help clear out the wub. Alright, now if we move this, put that there. I would say I can put a new one, but oh, I'm currently in the way for that. In which case, new log cabin, or new log hut goes there, and so that'll be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 2 rows of 5 is 10. And if I look at this, I could actually technically put 2 more. It's not like here, so. Right now I'm just putting extra down just so that way I can see, well, technically how many I can fit in one Dang. Move this back a little bit. What do you do? 44. Oh, you're the recharging bot. Whenever you stop, pick you up, put you down here, put this blueprint right here. I have to move this tree. I'm gonna have you resume. Okay, so I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6. There's about 24 crude huts in one area that for the caretakers to work in. In fact, let's actually get rid of this bush. Even though I don't actually have the tool to do so. Feed you this. Where's my axe? Chop you down in the name of progress? Can I not chop the this bush down? So this is the axe, right? Weird. Maybe I have to dig it up with this shovel. So rewind you. Yep, we gotta dig it up with the shovel. And then we grab a thing of turf. Just to cover up the hole so that way it looks nice. And the pumpkin pickers are out of power again. Somehow that doesn't surprise me as much as I think it should. We're going to put this turf down first. And then put in another hut. That'll be 24 of them. Alright, so the pumpkin pickers. Go we want 59. I should say 0-59. To use its full title because we had two different generations of robots. And then he'll be able to just recharge everybody. Alright, so clearly I'm going to need to have more than one robot just gather seeds. I'd say same for straw, but straw's filled. So. Also probably going to need another tiller and planter. I think the only one I don't need more of is the guy scything everything down. It's neither here nor there, so I need 4 logs to build 1 hut. I also need to make, what was it? 100 wolf times 10s, which I can only get if I feed them advanced foods, which I just don't have access to because, again, no weeds. But at least I can get 10 colonists. Alright, so that's one hut down. Unless I could carry multiple logs, but I can't, so moot point. I'm gonna spend all episode just building housing, aren't I? Alright, so that's all the housing I need for the second wave of colonists. Now I guess I just need to make the seeds. I should not be leaving future colonists just sitting on the ground like that. So now I need a whole pile of food. Luckily both mushrooms and berries are completely filled, so... The first of the next generation is out. Plop them on a hut so they instantly grow up. And Manjo is, well, rehydrated. I think it's supposed to be a rehydrator or this incubator. Well, kind of a moot point, sort of, kind of ish almost. And plus that I'm definitely going to have more sources of love, but to be fair, I don't actually... It's not really a quantity issue of love that I have issues with, it's a quality issue. It'd be nice if I only needed 4 berries to actually do this with. And we have 10 colonists now. And they're all living in crude huts. They're all being slowly fed. I should probably increase the number of caretakers because something tells me they're not going to be able to feed 10 people when they can barely keep, well, 3 people fed. Over 3 times, that's probably not going to help them out all that much. Still need loose weeds. Should probably also increase, I said that before, definitely need to increase the number of people, well, farming. In its literal entirety. I think the only foodstuffs I have massive piles of are the berries and the mushrooms. I'm chronically running low on apples. You know, the plumpkin fields barely ever manages to keep a line filled. To be fair, they are just filling it up completely, and they don't really have that many seeds, although most of the seeds are actually lying about, so... Yeah, so let's see what's out this way, just to fill in this area. They have specifically fresh water right here. No swamp attached to it. Okay, so that's a rock. Which is only like 1 clump of weeds that I just never seem to be able to find. That or I walked clean past them, didn't even realize that they were there. Another chicken. Here we are. Weeds and some cotton. Well, some more grain and plenty of more weeds. Just clear out these areas so that way I can see what's there. Just for fun. And it's nighttime now. Alright, so do I shovel up the weeds? I do shovel up the weeds. I apparently only get one thing of weeds? No, 2 things of weeds. Okay. That's interesting. Alright, now that we have a source of weeds, we can now grow our weed farm.
Don't take that out of context.
Yeah, there were no weeds over here. Okay. Like if there's weeds over by that cotton, does that mean that there's weeds over by this cotton? It doesn't look like it. So, now that I know that I need a new farm, where exactly am I going to put this new farm? Part of me wants to say right here in this semi-open area. Or I can put it... Well, no, I'll have this area for more housing. Put housing back this way. Then because I would like having it all even, and this row of houses just clips this water. So if I would like it even this way, I would have to move everything back, and I don't feel like doing that, so. I mean, it would be right next to the mixing pots, too. I'm going to need a new shovel, though, because I broke the last one. So let's dig up this bush. These flowers. I'm surprised you don't actually get flowers back. But, oh well. Just toss this berry. I'll feed this guy. Okay, so now I'm going to need a new robot. Quite a few new robots, truth be told, because I still have to deal with the problems with the pumpkin pickers and all that fun stuff. And the lumberjacks managed to completely regrow their entire tree farm. I'm guessing the guy actually cutting everything down was the one that ran out of power. Got a random egg here. Why is that? Guessing the chicken moves. Am I actually losing seeds? I could have sworn I just saw a bunch of stuff just disappear. Yeah. The straw is actually fading as well. Yeah, so to manage a field this large, I definitely need more robots. Not for scything or anything, but just for tilling and gathering of things because I'm losing materials. God knows how much I've actually lost not paying attention to it. Of course, now the question becomes, do I want to build basic bots or more advanced bots? Because the basic bots can basically do all the stuff here. I don't need anything advanced. It's not like building tools. But at the on that same token, it's already set to, well, standard bots, and I'm guessing they move faster? Although I'm not exactly certain they actually move faster. I think they just have bigger brains and are more advanced and have the ability to hold more upgrades. But it's all set to the basic bots, and you know, you have maxed out bot storage, so let's go with standard bots. Who knows? Maybe they're better. The first thing we need is a bot head. I mean, technically we just need the chassis and feet, or drive. So drive, body, and head. One of each in any order. As well as a battery upgrade. It's another thing I gotta remember to do. Have upgrade everybody with batteries. Of course, if I'm just replacing all the basic bots with standard bots, I could just equip the standard bots with batteries and be done. Alright, so the newest of the bots gets a battery. Come here. Rewind you. And, I trade. Install the battery there. Alright, so this is what we're going to have you do. I'm going to have you come here, grab a seed. Grab multiple seeds. I'm going to have you plant the seeds. I'm trying to decide if I want him to search 3 different areas or Hi. Okay. I probably could just shift everything out. Do until hand's not full, and then just repeat everything forever. Let's see how that works. It's a little bit more complex than what I'm used to. Oh, one thing I forgot. Size of your field is this big. Now go. Let's see how he does. 3. Huh. So it looks like he just basically takes until his hands are completely full. So let's actually stop or drop everything until hands empty. Now begin. So now he should go pick up 3 things. Go to the nearest soil plant. Go to the nearest soil plant. Go to the nearest soil plant until he's out. And he just goes back and keeps at it. You know what, let's also... These are already at cereal storage. Let's see what happens when we remove the cereal storage. Of course, one thing I forgot to do was till everything. Let's have you stop real quick. Yeah, tilled no. So none of this is tilled. Alright, so new bot. It would be nice if we could just grab multiple different things from one of each kind of storage, as opposed to having to, I can only carry one specific item. I can carry multiple copies of the same item. In fact, let's just grab 4 heads while I'm here. As well as 4 bodies. And everybody else is out of power. Alright. So who's the recharging robot? I don't actually know. I think I did actually recharge the recharging robot. Yeah, there he is. Okay, where was I? Need 4 drives. Where did I pick up straw from? I know where I picked up the straw from. Let's get the straw from here, but and we'll grab 4 spare batteries as well. Alright, so grab one of you. Grab one of you. Grab one of you. And it's raining. Grab one of you. Charge you up. Trade, install battery. Alright, and so this is what I want you to do. I don't want you really to do anything right now. And I don't need the scythe, I need the hoe. Okay, for now, where are my... Where? Alright, so give this to you. And this is what we will be doing. Is that a scythe or a hoe? That is actually a scythe. Wrong tool. Where are... Alright, so this is what we'll be doing. We're going to take the hoe, and we're just going to start hoeing things. And going to move this to thusly. Going to do that until hand's empty, at which point we come back here and grab a new hook. I'm going to do all of that forever. Now go. Okay, so Mark 1-17 is now part of the Farmer's Bob program. Find them, here are Farmer's Bob. As is Mark 1-18. And of course 64 I'm going to need to have to stop because no, he's actually moving the cereal seeds to storage. Mark 4 is the one that's putting it in tilled soil. So I'm going to have him stop, just so that way they can get a whole bunch of unclaimed tilled soil, and I can reprogram 1-17 to put it in, well, dig in tilled soil. I also want to update the programming a little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is put the chicken down. Get rid of all of this. And that. And put here. So rather than having all these items, just fill this in here and remove the area to fit the field. Also, another thing that I want to do is out, do until the hand's filled, so that way he just basically grabs seeds. Won't do all of that forever. So let's see how that works. Of course, his hands are currently empty, so filled. So we're just going to empty his hands and then have him work. Of course, it's just kind of hard to see with all the random straw in the way. Okay, so he seems to be doing well, so let's stop the other one. Have him empty his hands. And he's only got 6 kilobytes of data, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that loop. Basically replace the loops. Stop. Use held item. This one goes up here. Do until hands full. Do this until hands empty. And do all that forever. So he's got 4 kilobytes free space. So I could technically do this until, well, with basic clocks as well. Now go. just watching to see what he does. So I'm thinking the standard bots actually are able to carry more. So I think the basic ones are taking 3, but the standard one's taking 4. So there is an advantage, at least for this step, to have the basic bots do it. Of course, now I need a need for straw. Also, the chicken moved down here, so who's the guy collecting eggs? Where are the lumberjacks? Who's the egg collector? Alright. Have you stop. I'm going to have you record. Do until hands full. I'm going to actually move this out. I'm going to move this area, because this is where the chicken is now, down to here. And I'm going to have him do all of that forever. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to have him do that until hands empty, and do all of that forever. Now go. I'm also going to rewind you. Not that it's needed, because the rewinder right here is stop. Oh, he's done this one. Okay, so he seems to be doing the job now. It's just there isn't enough tilled soil to, well, plant everything in. There's also no spare seeds. So I do have a whole bunch of just cereal just sitting everywhere. I really gotta collapse all of these that I'm not looking at. Of course, these 4, which are just basically hauling everything back and forth, could probably be updated. Programming. Anyway, the farmer's Bob. Why is there an alert? Alright, so there doesn't seem to be any difference between the basic bots tilling and not, so I mean, it looks like the guys planting the seeds are actually outpacing the tillers. So what I'm going to have is bot 4, even though we just redid all of their programming. I'm going to have him stop. I'm going to have him drop everything. Going to give him a hoe. Then I'm going to strip out all of his programming. What he's going to do is he's also going to help till. Alright, so that to the size of the field. Going to do this until hands empty, at which point we'll go over here and grab a new hoe. I'm going to do all of that forever. Now go. Alright, so there should now be 3 tillers and 1 planter. So who's collecting the seeds now? Okay, so we're going to have you stop and you record. So Strip out this. No, keep that. Do until hands filled. Move this out here. Put that there. Do until hands empty. Then do all of that forever. Where is he? Oh, he's all the way over here. Because I was over there. Alright, so... I'm going to have him stop real quick and record. Because I forgot, the guys picking up stuff, their zone is one area around the field in addition to the field itself. Just in case stuff falls out. They're over there. Alright, and what I should probably do is, rather than have a basic bot do this job of picking up the seeds and dropping them off, have the standard bot do it. So, because the standard bots can hold more. So, after I hit the wrong button, I'd have you record. Also gonna have you drop everything. Do until hands filled. Grab cereal crop. Their area can actually grow larger. Interesting. So I can actually increase the size of the fields if need be. I'm not going to because, you know, I have a massive stockpile of just stuff lying around. I had a feeling they could do that. Do all this until hands are filled. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop off the cereal seeds. You do that until hands are empty. You do all of that forever. Now go. Now then, 64 was it? You get a stop. Drop everything you're currently holding. Do that. In fact, just strip everything out because your new job is going to be to till. Take that. Come here and till things. There's the mouse. Collect. I'm just talking random nonsense now. So until hands empty, we come through and pick up a new hoe. And we do all of that forever. Alright, so I'm guessing I have this weird shortage going on where I just don't have enough seeds to fully, well, plant everything. I'm assuming the guy's threshing, or guy threshing, because there's apparently only one of them too. No, there's two of them. 6 is out, so... So I'm assuming I'm going to have enough tillers to actually finish tilling the fields. enough threshers to actually turn all the crops into all the cereal into cereal seeds and straw. And then the guy collecting all the seeds picks them all up. Puts them over here, and then the other one grabs everything until his hands are full, and then he starts planting them all down. And because it's not a one-to-one ratio where the robot picking up the seeds drops off enough for the guy grabbing them all, he only grabs 3, and then the next load he grabs the final one that he needs. Trying to remember why I'm carrying an extra hoe, and I realized I never dropped that one off. Oh, the pumpkin pickers are out of power. This is the apple growers. Alright, so we'll return to the farmer's bob in a little bit. Of course, that means I wonder if I should actually replace the caretakers and logicians with more advanced robots, because they can carry more. And also the caretakers can actually cover a wider area. Yeah, that seems like a good idea. But, just not right now. Alright, so... Where in this massive pile is the recharging robot? Alright, so all the robots harvesting seeds, I'm going to have all of you stop. Of course, he's picking up the seeds, so he can continue. The ones planting the seeds. Okay, that's kind of weird. He has find the nearest hole and then take from storage, so it should actually be reverse. But I'm going to have you stop real quick. Also, the one gathering seeds. Where did you go? I'm gonna have you stop real quick. Repeat until hands filled. Get the loop going. Move to pumpkin seed storage and add to storage until hands empty. And then keep doing that forever. So now, rather than just picking up one seed and dropping it off, you should go pick up multiple seeds and then drop them off. I do the same for the raw pumpkin storage, but raw pumpkin storage is filled. I mean, I still can. In fact, I will. So he should do that, except, you know, storage is filled, so. This is what I want you to do. You're going to come over here, you're going to grab a seed. You're going to keep doing this until your hands are full, at which point you will drop off the seeds. You will do until your hands are empty. I'm going to do that forever. Now go. You're now officially part of the Plumpkin Pickers as well. Which that means Mark 49 is the one actually planting the seeds. He's also planting seeds. So I have two planters and one just picking up seeds. Alright, so 13, however. You know what, rather than removing 13 completely, where's the recharging bot? If you stop. I'm going to see if I can just simply copy all of that. Then 13. Can I? No. Okay. So how do I paste it? But I think this is just for... This isn't so much sharing with other robots, it's sharing with the Internet of Things. So I'm going to have to find a robot that needs charging, like these guys. Oops. I'm going to record. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to recharge things. I'm going to do that in this area. I'm going to strip out all the old programming. So I'm basically going to have two recharging robots in this area. I'm going to do that forever. And now go. So that way you don't have to walk all the way. Why do I have a mushroom? I'm going to take you all the way over here. Also, empty your hands. Now go. Alright, because I'm not planting any new pumpkin seeds, there's nothing else to pick up. Okay, I can work with that. Alright, so I'm going to need another recharging bot for the Farmer's Bob because they're all out of power as well. Alright, so this is what I want you to do. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to grab a pumpkin seed. I'm going to do that until your hands are full. I'm going to come over here. And you're going to plant it. I'm going to plant it in this big of an area. And you're going to do that part until your hands are empty. You need to do all of that forever. And rather than go, I'm going to have you stop so that way they can actually dig enough holes for everything. That means Mark 1-20 is now a member of the Pumpkin Pickers. Charging 49. I'm going to stop. I'm going to have him become the second recharger for the Farmer's Bob. Now go. Of course, he's running low on power anyway, so he's probably going to be dead soon. Hopefully, he can recharge the recharging robot before he runs out of power, which he did not. So there's that. And what was he? 49. So he moves to the Farmer's Bob. Yeah, there he is. So stop and empty your hands. Now go. Did he drop anything? I don't actually know. I don't think so. And so there should now be two recharging bots over in the pumpkin flickered, and they harvested every last tree. Okay then. At least they managed to completely, well, I would say completely till the field, but they haven't. They're still working on it though. It's definitely looking fuller than it used to. Where are the lumberjacks? Okay. So you're planting the tree seeds, and you're picking them up. I'm going to have you do, rather than doing it one at a time, you're going to do this until your hands are full. Do that until your hands are empty. And do that forever. Because it does mean he's only picking up 3 at a time. So I probably should have a standard bot do that, but... right now I just don't feel like building a new one. And then Mark 3. I'm going to have him stop until hands filled. Basically going to do the exact opposite. I'm going to do that until hands empty. Do all of that forever. So now they should collect tree seeds 3 at a time and pull tree seeds 3 at a time. Rather than grabbing one, going back, grabbing one, going back, so forth and so on, so forth and so on. Now, as for the caretakers, who's gathering the wub? I'm going to update your programming as well. So now they should gather, well, the wub gather should gather 3 whole things of wub, I should say, then drop them all off. They ran out of wub in storage. They're actually pretty close to finishing that project. They only got like 9 wub left. There's also out of mushrooms, because the mushmen have run out of power again. Alright, I did manage to correctly randomly guess that the guy recharging is the... which one was the recharging robot? Of course, not that it should matter, their bin's actually filled. Alright, and the research is now complete, so we can get carrot crops, carrots, carrot seeds, coconuts, and crude plant breeding stations. Which I'm guessing is where we grow the carrots, or at the very least, that's where we... get the ability to make carrots. So let's... I mean, I can always move it later. Let's put it right here for now. So I need 2 logs. Eight planks. And how many poles do I need? 4. I want you on the way. Alright, and what do I do with this building? Okay. Bulver seed. So I don't actually... from what I can read from this, I mean, I might be able to find wild carrots, but it doesn't look like I can actually get wild carrot. They may not be on the map, so rather than basically picking up a random carrot, harvesting for seeds, taking it to a pre-made field, and then just burying it down, and then as more carrots grow, they get harvested and get more seeds. It looks like I actually have to make carrot seeds from loose weeds and pumpkin seeds. This is a good thing I was planning on building that wheat farm.
Again, wrong context.
And the same with the coconuts, except I need tree seeds and something called a bulrus seed. So that's going to be an interesting thing to try to make, because, you know, I already have enough on my plate as it is. I mean, I just simply need to make certain that the farmers Bob are doing their thing. Reactivate the pumpkin plickers, because they've pretty much finished digging. So, which one of the pumpkin flickers? I'm calling them flickers. Pumpkin pickers. The recharger. Okay, so you're the one planting. You know what? You're not going to plant anymore. I'm not quite certain what I'm going to have you do just yet. But for right now, Mark 0-60 is unemployed. Wherever you are. Where are you? Seriously. Oh, there you are. I'm going to put you here for right now. I'm going to assemble a new bot. I'm going to have you record. I'm going to grab a seed, because they finished filling up the field. I'm going to have you take the seeds until your hands are full. You're going to plant the seed. Wrong button. In the field. I'm going to keep doing that until your hands are empty. I'm going to do all of that forever. Now go. What's 1-20 doing? Oh, 1-21 is also now part of the pumpkin flippers. He's already, I didn't need to build the new bot, basically. He's already planting. In that case, 21 can stop, drop everything, and strip out all of your code, and record you moving over here, just so that way I can tell you apart. And I'm sure I'll find a use for you shortly. Right now, you are also unemployed. Alright, so we'll see how this goes with the pumpkin flickers. So I have more advanced robots gathering the seeds and planting the seeds. It's just the pumpkins grow ridiculously fast. I mean, they're all pretty much harvested right now. Or harvestable, I should say. But they're planting all the seeds, and then as a basic bot's harvesting them, and the other more basic bots are digging holes. So hopefully we won't have an issue at the beginning of the episode where half the field is basically soil. Are we out of seeds? We'll be out of seeds. That's weird. Okay, so I have a plan for this field, but it's going to take a little bit of time to figure out and implement and test. And I also do have to figure out what I'm going to do with the caretakers, because as well as the logicians, which technically don't even have a team. So you know what? Let me create new team. Turn you into logicians, and then 35, which is 39, which is out of power. Basically, the guy's hauling everything back and forth from one store to the other. In fact, I'm also going to update your code, so you're going to drop everything. I'm going to do until hands filled. And do until hands empty. Move the berry storage 6 and add berries to storage 6. Get rid of the rest of these. We'll do that forever. Now go. And, what was it? 50, 39. Part of the logician team. This is 40. Do until hands empty. Do that forever. One doing the apples. I'll wait until he actually drops off his apples. Meantime, I see you back there. And now you stop. Forward. Now go. Oh, you're doing all that for him as well. So 52 is now also a member of the logicians. Just making certain. I couldn't remember if I reversed the code or not. That just leaves 45, who is gathering up the research. So, I mean, I gotta have another team. Alright, so for lack of a better team name, I'm just going to call them the No Things. So in the meantime, I'm going to change your code around where you do until hands filled. You just take the research, and then the research station, add it to the apparatus until your hands are empty. That way you're not going back and forth one at a time. Now go. In the meantime, what is the team node for this? Probably under K because I spelled it with K. It's not no as in N-O, it's no as in K-N-O. Meantime, don't actually have a research project. So I should probably go with the cooking pot because I need that as part to get the cooking achievement. Also, not achievement, certification. Also, I could probably also go with the clay station because I need the clay pots to make the wheat. But now that I have know where loose weeds are and will eventually set up a weed farm. Do not take that out of context. I could probably go with, well, I don't really need clay because I can get the other recipes now once I build said farm. So, you know, let's actually go with cooking technology, even though it will require more wood, and I do need a crude torch to do that. So if we go over here, torch, and now I need would have a need for the straw. I need 4 straw for the torch. And a stick. Along the way, we rewind you, because I'm assuming you're the recharger. Alright, and then we put that here. Alright, so now I can start researching through technology. It's going to take them forever and a day because it's 2,500 above to finish it, but that was not the recharger. But all that's going to be, oh look, it's actually practically almost filled. Interesting. But all of that's going to be another issue for another day, because I'm going to call it here.
Everybody stay safe from the plague, and have a good day.